Hello everyone, it's Lucy again. We're back with the next episode of this series. At this moment, these two traitorous elders are ready to rush forward to confront Yi brother and Hongying. The elder always shouts loudly, "You two are truly seeking death." The other bearded old man thought there were only two Foundation establishment stage names here, so the elder leader is capable enough to handle it, no need for me to step in and just wait behind. Those who act tough often meet their end early, symbolized by this old man. Seeing him about to charge forward, the faces of Yi Fan and Hongying suddenly turn cold, their eyes looking at him as if he were marked for reincarnation punishment. No matter how fast the old man rushes, his punching speed matches, 2 punches, one red, one green, hit his cheek so painfully that his entire face was distorted. After this blow, his face was as swollen as a pig's cheek and he fell backwards to the ground, but the old man doesn't give up his violent habits, shouting loudly, "Unbelievable! My father has never hit me before, yet you dare to strike my face." As he finishes speaking, he breaks into a cold sweat, realizing that something isn't quite right. At this moment, the eyes and demeanor of both individuals turned ominous, full of hostility. Hongying immediately spoke with a provocative tone, "Oh, scary, huh? Since no one has dared to hit you, how about I do it now? Are you up for it?" "I'm ready." It was only now that the old man felt the terrifying nature of these two like never before. He hastily said, "Pavilion Master Wan, please calm down, don't act recklessly." Before he could finish, he was struck by a powerful kick from Hongying, sending him flying like a gust of wind. The other elder, witnessing this, was startled and began to doubt the meaning of life. Enraged, he clenched his fist and shouted, "You two are truly despicable." After speaking, he charged forward without pause, continuously boasting, "You two brats, watch my ultimate move." Despite his intimidating approach, the outcome was unpredictable. He slipped smoothly from the Wanling sect to the Baijia village. A demonic and sorrowful strike, executed flawlessly by the old man, left both individuals horrified. He cried out in regret, "I was wrong, oh no." The old man didn't hesitate to cling to Yi brother's thigh and beg for mercy, "Oh great one, spare my life, I have an elderly mother aged 89 and young children to care for. I've shed blood for Wanbao Pavilion before, I won't misbehave again, I promise." Yi brother was at odds with this old man, so he looked at Hongying and said, "Hongying, does this old man deserve such shameless mercy? Will you forgive him, or shall I decide? After all, he belongs to you." Hearing his question, Hongying didn't know where to hide her embarrassment. She couldn't believe that the elder of Wanbao Pavilion could be so shameless and clueless at the same time. After some thought, she made her decision and said, "Elder, I respect your past dedication to Wanbao Pavilion. If you continue to serve Yi young master in the pavilion faithfully, I will spare your life." Upon hearing these words of leniency, the old man was overjoyed. He knelt on the ground and repeatedly thanked her, "Yes, I will." With the matter resolved, Hongying and Yi brother turned and walked away. As they walked, the old master finally realized something from their figures. It seemed that Wanbao Pavilion had changed ownership, but he was fortunate to be wise enough to adapt. He thought to himself, "I've been too stubborn. It's time to change with the times." After walking a while, Hongying called out, "Young master." Curious, he turned back and asked, "Hongying, what's the matter? Is something wrong?" She blushed and hesitantly replied, "Thank you, young master, for saving me once again. I've agreed to find the longevity extending item for you and then asked for your help in establishing authority." Before she could finish her sentence, tears welled up in her eyes. Seeing this, Yi brother reached out and comforted her, "Hongying, although I can lend a hand, I'm not adept at intelligence matters. In the future, I'll still rely on you to find talented individuals and treasures to increase our strength. Don't underestimate yourself." With these sweet words, she trembled and called out softly, "Young master." Just then, the system chimed in teasingly, "That was touching, but did you forget something?" Yi brother was surprised to hear this and was pulled into the system space by the Loli, who then held a sickle to his neck. Seeing the little Loli appearing angry, Yi brother also became irritated. He said, "Why are you interrupting when I'm trying to gauge the situation? Why do you always drag me in at crucial moments?" Seeing him getting angry, the Loli began sweating nervously. Then the system asked, "Don't you want to continue living? Why do you always end up like this?" The Loli seemed about to say something but then stopped, looking down with an unhappy expression. Yi brother, not catching the whole conversation, asked, "What's going on?" The system replied, "It's nothing," and then helped Yi brother fly out. Saying, "Goodbye," Yi brother was thrown out without understanding what had happened, feeling bewildered. Being thrown out, Yi brother angrily exclaimed, "What are you doing? You're speaking cryptically and suddenly throwing me out." Meanwhile, Hongying spoke up, "Young master, you're lying on top of me. Can the young master please get off me?" Hongying said, looking embarrassed. Yi brother looked down, his face full of sweat, and awkwardly said, "I didn't mean to, it was just a small accident." Hongying was lost in her thoughts. "Yi young master doesn't look down on me because of my lower cultivation level. On the contrary, he has saved me many times when I was in danger. Can I actually like the young master?" Suddenly remembering that scene, Hongying's heart raced, and she stood up, saying, "Young master." She intended to say something but stopped, leaving Yi brother utterly confused. Then she turned away, saying, "I'm leaving, goodbye, young master." Hearing this, Yi brother was puzzled. Goodbye to what? First the system girl says goodbye, and now her. As Hongying walked away with a flushed face, she thought, "What am I thinking? How could I dream of someone like the young master? I must be foolish." Meanwhile, Yi brother muttered to himself, "Why did she leave?" The scene shifted to Tianwu city, where the residents were rebuilding the city walls. One of them said, "It's fortunate that City Lord Chu has returned." "Are the cultivators still helping us?" Another person replied, "That's right, otherwise, who knows when this city wall will be cleaned up." At that moment, on an upper floor, a figure in black robes lurked, while downstairs, the residents were still discussing excitedly. "You said the person who exploded the royal court at that time was Chu City Lord?" "I don't think so. Chu City Lord is skilled with a sword. I'm afraid there's a monster lurking within the city." The figure in black, with 6 eerie eyes, silently thought, "I didn't expect that old man Ming had actually died here. Now Tianwu City has become an obstacle for the corpse-carrying sect. It seems we have no choice but to eradicate it." Suddenly, the figure with 6 eyes was startled to discover something on the street below. Ling'er was buying something, laughing and saying, "How much for this fish?" The figure, excited, crushed the teacup in their hand. "It's actually a rootless spiritual core. I didn't expect the old man's luck to be this good. Taking this girl to cultivate pills, perhaps she can refine a pure spirit pill." After buying the fish, Ling'er happily went on her way. But the girl noticed something and curiously remarked, "I remember I closed the door, why is it wide open?" As she approached, a terrifying thought crossed her mind, could it be a burglar? Ling'er stepped inside, trembling with fear as she called out, "Brother Fan, is that you?" Pushing the door open a bit wider, Ling'er saw a dark figure with glowing red eyes inside the house, causing her to shudder in terror. Then, Yi brother reassured Ling'er, "It's me, I'm back." Hearing this, Ling'er burst into tears and ran to him, "Brother Fan, you scared Ling'er to death. I thought it was a burglar." Yi brother hugged Ling'er and said, "It's okay now, it's okay. Why are you so timid?" However, at that moment, Ling'er didn't realize that the person she called Brother Fan seemed very different. With his cool red eyes and icy demeanor, he looked at Ling'er as if he could devour her alive, saying, "With me here, what is there for you to be afraid of?" Hello everyone, welcome to episode 12 of this series. At this moment, the 6-eyed monster from the corpse-carrying sect has successfully disguised himself as Yi Fan and deceived Ling'er. Thinking he's Brother Fan, Ling'er didn't recognize the deception due to her fear. The imposter Yi Fan then easily led Ling'er out of Tianwu city, and after walking for a while, they arrived in a forest. Despite the silence in the air, Ling'er grew suspicious and asked, "Brother Fan, why have we ventured so far from the city? What are we here to see? Can you tell Ling'er?" He turned back, narrowed his eyes, and gestured with his hand, saying, "It's the spiritual fruit I've hidden, just a little further. Please be patient a bit longer." Hearing this, Ling'er's expression changed. As Ling'er had suspected, the real Brother Fan was strong and would never put her in danger, let alone hide spiritual fruits deep in the forest. She became certain that this person was not him, so she exclaimed, "This isn't right. Brother Fan would never act like this. Who are you really?" After speaking, Ling'er continued to watch him closely, remaining vigilant. Realizing that he had been exposed, he didn't hesitate to turn back to Ling'er with a smile and say, "Of course, I'm your Brother Fan." With those words, he revealed his true form, his eyes glowing red, accompanied by other eyes continuously appearing, emitting a sinister and eerie aura. He grabbed Ling'er and exclaimed in the midst of the forest, "I've captured this pure spirit body." Meanwhile, Yi Fan had returned to his home and called out loudly from outside, "Ling'er, I'm back." He then entered the house, slightly puzzled, "Where's Ling'er?" Just then, he noticed Xiao Manhwa lying on the ground, and a servant collapsed on the table, their condition uncertain, rushing over. He discovered it was Aunt Ju, and worse, she had been subjected to a powerful spiritual technique, causing froth to bubble from her mouth. Witnessing this scene, Yi Fan grew furious and shouted, "Who did this?" He urgently used his spiritual consciousness to envelop Tianwu city, but found nothing, so he expanded his search to the forest outside Tianwu city, where he finally made the discovery. Following the aura, Yi Fan found Ling'er suspended in a cave, accompanied by a dark-cloaked figure standing nearby, a purple card hanging from his waist. Upon realizing that it was a card of the corpse-carrying sect, Yi Fan became extremely furious. "It's these despicable scoundrels again," he exclaimed. The six-eyed member of the corpse-carrying sect also felt a shock at that moment, sensing a terrifying presence enveloping the area, causing him to break out in a cold sweat. He turned back to look outside the cave and remarked, "The aura of a great power is truly awe-inspiring." However, he didn't pay much attention and turned back to Ling'er, saying, "Wait for me to refine this little girl into a treasure pill. After refining, I will gain incredible power." Ling'er weakly regained consciousness from her trance and, upon seeing the figure, she shouted, "Who are you? What do you want with me? Brother Fan won't let you get away with this." Mockingly, he replied, "What can a mere mortal like your brother accomplish? How can he help you?" This individual had used a spiritual technique on Aunt Chu, so he knew that Yi Fan was just a mortal. But Aunt Chu doesn't know the internal situation, so it made him think that way. He then said, "Don't think you can escape. A mere mortal cannot escape from my grasp." Besides Ling'er being captured, many other children are also imprisoned in cages in this cave. The six-eyed corpse-carrying sect starts moving the other children, saying, "You will all become my spirit vessels." As he approaches, the little girls in the cages all cry in fear. The sinister aura of this figure emanates a chilling darkness, causing anyone who sees it to feel cold. Seeing this, he gleefully says, "Don't cry, little girls. I have pity on you. Relax, everything will be over quickly and without any pain." He then extends his long 3-foot tongue to lick the arm of one of the girls, proudly boasting, "You will become a part of the deity. You should be happy, laughing is the right response." Ling'er, seeing this horrifying scene from behind, shouts loudly, "You cannibal! In front of my Fan Gij, you're nothing. You ignorant fool, release us." Seeing Ling'er continuously screaming, creating a lot of noise, he became angry and rushed forward. "You keep calling for your Fan Gij, where is he? You're so annoying, let me send you off first." He rushed forward swiftly, using his hands and sharp claws to stab into Ling'er's abdomen. His hand was so sharp that it pierced through Ling'er's belly, causing her to spew blood. The corpse-carrying sect continued taunting her, "I really want to see if your good brother has any guts." Ling'er's face was extremely pale, and she kept vomiting layers of dark red blood. She whispered to herself, "Fan Gij, where are you?" Ling'er can't hold on much longer, then he removed his black cloak, extending his hand with sharp claws, emitting a crimson aura. He intended to use blood refinement technique to refine Ling'er's physique. But suddenly, he jolted in horror as he discovered something. Yi Fan was standing behind Ling'er. He stumbled back in horror, unable to believe his eyes. He was the one who had killed Shiming, and Shilong, sensing the aura emanating from Yi Fan's eyes, sent shivers down his spine. He thought it was just an illusion left by Yi Fan on Ling'er's body, so he calmed down and pondered, but if that's the case, how does Yi Fan not know that I'm the one who abducted this little girl? I can silently refine her into a pill, and no one will know. His question was answered by Yi Fan standing right beside him. "Oh, really? Now that I know, what do you plan to do?" This unexpected appearance made him retreat in fear, while Yi Fan's aura remained unabated. The icy coldness emanating from Yi Fan's eyes terrified him to the extreme. Initially, he was quite aggressive, but upon seeing the true owner, he felt nothing but fear. He knew he was nothing but a lamb before this person. Terrified, he begged, "Yi Fan, spare me, and I'll return this little girl to you." Ling'er weakly looked at Yi Fan and said, "Fan Gij, brother is here." Yi Fan gently looked at Ling'er and said, "It's okay now, I'm here. Wait a little longer, and we'll go home together to have grilled fish." Ling'er nodded in agreement, offering a timid smile. After finishing their conversation, Yi Fan approached the corpse-carrying sect. With just 2 words, "Kneel down," an overwhelming pressure forced the culprit to the ground, trembling in fear and pleading, "My lord, I didn't know she belonged to you. Please spare my life." Filled with anger, Yi Fan retorted, "Do you think you can abduct someone of mine and still threaten me? Do you believe you have the right to negotiate with me?" With these words, he clenched his fist, causing a whirlpool to emerge from the corpse-carrying sect, startling him. "What are you doing to me?" he cried out as the whirlpool slowly sucked him in. Despite his desperate pleas, after a while, only a ring remained in the place of the whirlpool. After dealing with the culprit, Yi Fan swiftly severed the iron chain restraining Ling'er. He lifted the young girl and said, "Rest for a while." At that moment, the Loli system had also appeared behind Yi Fan, and he quickly recoiled, fearing that she might use her death-reaping tongue to attack him. The menacing aura emanating from the girl's weapon startled him, prompting him to cover his face with his hand and say to the system, "Do you really need to be so intimidating every time?" "It scares me," he inwardly vowed, "this rotten brat, when I become stronger, I won't let you off the hook." After a while, with no further movement, he cautiously opened his eyes to see what was happening. To his surprise, the lowly girl was gently touching him with her scythe. Perplexed by her unusual behavior, he asked, "Hey, system, why are you being so gentle today? Are you malfunctioning or lagging?" He found her actions unsettling since she always wielded the scythe aggressively whenever she used her powers. In response, the system scolded him, calling him ignorant. Confused by her words, Yi Fan couldn't help feeling dumbfounded, unsure why she was behaving this way. 2 days later, back in Tianwu City, a young man burst in, calling out, "Yi brother." And that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel and like the video to support me.